bottom line is we were not good enough in the paint. Our best post defender was 6'3". And it wasn't just certainly what the 5 men did. We just didn't guard the paint well enough tonight. And our aggressiveness on offense didn't turn into what it should have been, which is a lot simpler basketball. And it wasn't as much the turnovers, it was the drives that defies description. Some of the drives we made on AJ. It's funny that the Yogi never gets a shot block because he understands how to keep driving the ball underneath the basket and find the open man. But we work on the same thing constantly. We just got to keep learning. I mean, we've got to keep teaching these guys how to simplify the game, because against a team that's aggressive like Purdue, against a team that is playing with the edge and passion that they had tonight, we just have to simplify. And we didn't trust the corners enough. We didn't take the open jump shot was there. We tried to drive too much and try to drive into traffic rather than just making a simple pass, knock down the shot, and let's see what happens again on the glass, because we did offensive rebound the ball, and we did get some good looks, and I thought we could have gotten a lot more. But because of that, they were able to get out in transition. Our transition defense wasn't nearly as good as it needs to be against anybody, but especially against a team on the road. And the way they ran tonight was really good. But bottom line is we knew we were going to have to play really well with the free throw line. And even though we won the rebounding game, we didn't win the free throw game. And because we never got to the line to set our defense enough and get those easy baskets, it hurt us. But they played a good game and played with a lot of edge, a lot of passion. We had some guys like Yogi and played extremely well. I'm proud of the way Rob came back and played tonight, because we weren't sure he was going to be able to do that. But again, they played well, but we put ourselves in positions to allow them to do that too many times by just not making simple plays. So, go ahead.
First question. Anything for Coach?
Why did you play Stan over James to start the second half? What was the reason there?
Did you see the first half defensively? Who did you think was doing the best job on AJ Hammonds? I thought it was Stan, so that's what we did.
Coach, how big of a factor were guys like Battle Smotherman and Bryson Scott tonight, guys who aren't normally huge contributors?
Yeah, they got a good team. They're a good team. When they're clicking like that, they're a good team.
Coach, back right. The three ball wasn't falling tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do? I know earlier in these couple of games there was players who struggled as a team, though, making sure that if that's not falling, you can still get some sort of productive shot.
Bottom line is as simple as it sounds, it's the truth. We didn't make the pass one dribble sooner. One reason we've been shooting such a high percentage is because we just simplify it. And we didn't do a good enough job of playing through the guys that needed to touch the ball more, like Colin Hartman. And Colin wasn't nearly as aggressive as he needed to be. And we never took advantage of what we felt were our matchup advantages. We never took advantage of that. But really, when we're just making simple passes, again, against pressure defense and all that, that's good. But if you just make the simple pass, you're going to give yourself a chance for us, knock down the shot. And some of our threes and some of our jumpers were challenged, where if we just make a simple pass, get one more reversal, kick it one dribble earlier rather than one dribble late, keep driving the ball. When we get into the paint, and instead of trying to make a play on a shot blocker, like we're in some backyard pickup game, just keep driving the ball and make the next pass. That's how we play. We don't have a post game, so to speak, to just throw it down in there and play out of that post. So we've got to play off the drive and kick and make it as simple as possible.
Yes, forgive kind of a basic question, but you talked about not being good enough in the paint. What, from your view, was disappointing about the way you started and maybe let them get established early in the paint, both through the big man and off the drive?
I think our impatience offensively, to be honest with you, which turned into easy baskets. We don't need to be complicated, and we don't have guys that are good enough to play a complicated game. And complicated, I mean going in there and trying to create things that aren't there. And so really, the hole we built for ourselves was on the offensive end. I may feel different when I watch the film, but I think that the hole we built was not moving the ball the way that we needed to offensively. And again, some shots, I think we're going to see that we had some open shots that just didn't go. I mean, that's part of the game, but we just didn't simplify the game enough. But again, defensively, I would say if there's one thing that hurt us, I don't know the numbers, our numbers, but I would say the transition D caught us a little bit because we're out of position when we took some shots that weren't there, and then we didn't get back as quick as we need to get back.
Coach, you mentioned on Monday that your 2-point defense was something you felt really needed to improve on. What needs to take steps there that you haven't seen?
We need to get healthy, Jeff. We're not very big. Okay, our 2-point defense is going to get better when we can play a little bit better at the rim. But I mean that's not coming anytime soon. I think right now we've got to do a better job of just cutting off driving lanes, and it's a little bit different because you're basically playing 2 people on one guy tonight. I mean, you're man and a half, basically. You know, whether you're man or whether you're zone, you're not guarding A.J. Hammonds and Isaac Haas with that size when we don't have that size with just one person. I mean, you saw what happened when we tried that. But you got to have great positioning. Again, the whole deal, like Stan did it. I mean, he just got low. I think one of the things we made some mistakes. We didn't guard their handoffs the way we practiced. Instead of going under them and simplifying the game, we didn't want to be in a stretch game. We didn't want to get extended. And again, we weren't going to come off the guys that make threes. You know, it wasn't about the percentages. We said that. It was more about, okay, where can we get some help and who can we get help with? But you got to be really, really tuned in to, you know, the pressure of the game and not let it overwhelm you. You got to stay with it, you know, and the simple things defensively, like I said, getting under the handoff, switching when you're supposed to switch, just little things like that. But bottom line, the 2-point defense will also get better when our transition defense gets better. And it's been pretty good at times. It's been pretty good at times. Just hasn't been as good the last couple of days.
Tom, you kind of just touched on this, but I know you went with the 1-3-1 early in the second half. Did you think about going zone maybe a little earlier?
We went zone. I'd have to go back and look at it. We were zone before the first TV timeout a couple times. So, we play more than one zone. So I appreciate that. But we were actually zone. If you get a chance to go back and look, go ahead. I'll go back and look. But I'm pretty sure we were in zone before that. We're a mixed defense team. We've been covering this all year. We mix our defenses, and we mixed them tonight.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.